Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to today's mathematics class. Today we are going to learn an important and interesting topic called decimals. Decimals help us understand numbers more clearly, especially when numbers are not whole numbers. They are used in our daily life in money, measurements, marks, and many other places. Let us begin and understand decimals step by step. In this lesson, you will learn how to read and write decimals, how to convert fractions into decimals, how to compare decimals, and how to perform basic operations with decimals. Let us now understand each part clearly. What are decimals? Decimals are numbers that help us show parts of a whole. A decimal point shown by a dot separates the whole number part from the fractional part. You can think of the decimal number like a gate. On the left point, we have whole numbers. On the right side, we have parts of a whole. For example, the number 5.7 means 5 whole units and 7/10 of another units. Imagine 5 full chocolates and 7 pieces from another chocolate divided into 10 equal parts. Decimals are used everywhere in money. Example, rupees 25.50, in measurements 2.5 meters, and in scores in marks 9.8 out of 10. Decimals help us to be exact and accurate. Reading decimal numbers. Reading decimals correctly is very important. Look at 3.4. We read it as 3.4 or 3 and 4/10. Look at 12.56. We read it as 12.56 or 12 and 56 hundredths. Look at 0.125. We read it as 125 thousandths. Important rule here is, after the decimal point, we read each digit separately, or we use place value names like tens, hundreds, and thousands. Converting fractions to decimals. Every fraction can be written as a decimal. The rule is simple. Divide the numerator by the denominator. For example, 1 divided by 4 is 0.25. So 1/4 is equal to 0.25. When the denominator is 10, 100 or 1000, conversion is easier. Examples are 3 by 10 becomes 0.3, 1 by 2 becomes 0.5. Some usual conversions are 1 by 2 is 0.5, 1 by 4 is 0.25, 3 by 4 is 0.75. Expanding decimal numbers. Expanding a decimal means breaking it into parts to show the value of a digit. For example, it is 45.68. So we write it as 4/10 40, 5 ones 5, 6 tenths 0.6, 8 hundredths 0.08. So the expanded form becomes 40 plus 5 plus 0.6 plus 0.08. This helps us to understand place value clearly and avoid mistakes. Next is test your knowledge. Which statement best describes what a decimal is? It is a type of fraction? Yes. A whole number only? No. A way to show parts of a whole number? Yes. Both A and C. So the answer is both A and C. How do you correctly read the decimal number 3.45? So we read it as 3 and 45 hundredths. What is the decimal form of the fraction 3 by 4? It is 0.75. You are going to divide 3 by 4. Which expanded form clearly represents the decimal 4.38? It is 4 plus 0.3 plus 0.08. Next is like and unlike decimals. Decimals with the same number of digits after the decimal points are called like decimals. For example, it is 2.5, 6.7, 9.3. They all have one digit after the decimal. Decimals with different number of digits after the decimal point are called unlike decimals. For example, 3.5, 7.25, 9.123. They have different number of digits after the decimal. To make unlike decimals to like decimals, we can add zeros at the end. For example, 2.5 equal to 2.50 equal to 2.500. Adding zeros does not change the value of a decimal. Operations with decimals. Addition and subtraction. Always line up the decimal points vertically. For example, 3.45 plus 2.8 is 6.25. So you are going to write 2.8 as 2.80 and then you are going to add. Multiplication by 10, 100 and 1000. Move the decimal point to the right by the same number of digits, same number of zeros. Suppose it is 3.45 into 10, so you are going to move 1 point to the right. The answer would be 34.5. Division by 10, 100 or 1000, move the decimal point to the left by the number of zeros. If it is 56.7 divided by 10, so you are going to move it towards left, one digit. So it would be 5.67. In this lesson, we learned what decimals are, how to read and write them, how to convert fractions, and how to perform operations. Please complete the assignment in your notebook. Practice will help you become confident with decimals. Thank you, students, for attending today's mathematics class. Keep practicing decimals and remember, decimals are used everywhere in daily life. See you again. Thank you and happy learning.